Rangers led out by their skipper Jerry Francis. They've fallen back a bit since their brilliant work of last season. But this match heralds the return to the game of that great former Arsenal favourite Frank McLintock. And this then is the Rangers team. Nicky Leach gets the number 4 spot. Don Rogers gets his first full league game since joining them from Palace. He's at number 9. But what does Frank McLintock feel about it all, this being his first team game in 7 months?
I feel fit. I've played about 3-4 reserve games, and I think I'm feeling fit enough, and I can use my experience if I get a little bit tired. It's the first time I've been here since, apart from watching Arsenal a couple of times, it's the first time I've actually played here since I've left Arsenal.
Well, Frank will know the Arsenal lads well, particularly Alan Ball, their skipper, and this is the Arsenal side. Young Richard Powling, who came on as a sub for the last game, stays at number 5. That's the only change, with David Price, the substitute. So let's look now at a couple of men who have good cause to want a good game today. There's young Richie Powling for Arsenal, and of course the man who wants to justify his big transfer fee, Don Rogers from Crystal Palace. We really couldn't have a better referee than the one we got today, Gordon Hill from Leicester. And the crowd at Highbury is 29,000.
So Queen's Park Rangers get us away, attacking the goal to our right. Rangers in blue and white hoops, Arsenal in their red shirts with white sleeves. Two sides in a lot of trouble near the foot of the table. Arsenal at the very bottom, of course. And in fact, the Gunners have not won in their last 9 games. Queen's Park Rangers have won only 2 of their last 12. One of the Arsenal youngsters, Liam Brady, a boy from Dublin. Played on for Armstrong. Trying to put a cross in, but there was an offside decision there. Frank McLintock, I wonder how he feels the pace in these opening minutes, remembering he hasn't played in league football for 7 months, and it'll be these early moments when I suppose his lips will be a little bit dry and his throat will be very dry as well. Finding the pace maybe a little bit tough in this sunshine early on. Quite a short man, Richie Powling. Francis, Leach, and now Clement. But Armstrong there, nicking it away from the Rangers fullback, and Ball coming in there. Ball, in spite of his flare-up early on in the game with Ball, such a good influence and a good pass there to Radford, but Webb timing that tackle very well indeed. Good defence by Webb. Now Kidd. Played back again for Alan Ball. Rogers had come towards him, but not close enough. It's with Brady. And a free kick given to Arsenal. An infringement there by Dave Clement. Armstrong then with the free kick. And that came off the knee of Frank McLintock. Kidd trying to make something of it. And Rogers can bring it away again for QPR. Francis, that'll fall behind Gibbons and easily and comfortably for Simpson to Armstrong. Radford. Now that time he got past Webb, but Webb's coming back at him again. Looking in pretty lively form, John Radford, this afternoon. And Phil Parks, 6'4". Ian Gillard. Good jump again by Powling. Now with Ball. Here's Radford. Well, that's a good ball by Radford, and Kelly has found it well, getting in behind those Rangers defenders. They have delayed just a little too long, but he's got it across. Radford is there with a header. Played down for Kidd, and Webb, he wasn't sure how he stopped it, but he did. Now Radford again. Cross once more. On the far side is Ball. Kidd is there again. And Brian Kidd has scored. Oh, that has delighted and brought Highbury to life. So long, charged down by Webb finished it off. Brian Kidd then, 8 goals now since he joined Arsenal from Manchester United. Alan Ball there telling the North Bank that they want more noise still. And 1 or 2 Arsenal players congratulating John Radford for his part in it as well. Now McClintock. McClintock on the other end of an Arsenal attack. Linesman flagging on this side for an offside against Brian Kidd. That'll do for Bowles. And hit straight back in towards the centre there. Givens too high for him, and Kelly will get it away. Thomas, Rogers, Webb, Gillard, or rather Thomas now. Chipped in again there. Bowles is there with a header. Oh, and that very nearly got past Rimmer. Here's Francis, and Rimmer turning that behind for the corner. And Arsenal very nearly caught out. A good header there by Stan Bowles. And Rimmer, in fact, seemed to make harder work of that than was necessary, but nonetheless got it away at the second go. So Bowles, who might have felt he got a header and looks pretty sharp this afternoon. A player of mood, Stan Bowles, and if he's in the right mood, and certainly Rangers need him in the right mood this afternoon, the game might by no means be lost for them. There's the corner, there's the header that time by David Webb, but it's away for a goal kick. Now John Matthews for Arsenal. Brady, important job for that young Irishman in the middle of the field this afternoon for Arsenal. Here's George Armstrong. Story wanting it short, and Armstrong playing it straight to Clement there. Givens. Now Ball. And Ball and Bowles getting into each other again. And the referee going to have a word with the pair of them. And I think the referee's exactly right. They're taunting each other, and the referee absolutely right to say, I want no more of this. And it's going to be a drop ball. Alan Ball telling the referee his version of it, but I think the referee absolutely right to cut out any nonsense between those two before it goes too far. Here's Ball again. Kidd, a nice little lay back there. I think the linesman was wrong. Looked perfectly good to me, but there's got to be a certain amount of physical contact in the game. And I think Gordon Hill was in 2 minds as to whether to let it go on or not, and was delaying his whistle a little bit there. Gillard. Thomas. Oh, and he's got that cross in well. There's the header by Bowles, just past the post. Although the linesman on the far side was flagging, it would have come to nothing. So Jerry Francis, the skipper for Rangers, got a job to do there in the middle of the field, as well as inspiring his men. This goal down. Finding Story. Kidd, a neat little backheel. Brady trying to make something of it, and might get a second chance, but now here's Francis. Bowles, played on first time. Clement with one of those good runs of his, brought down by fouling. Free kick to Rangers. Clement is a fullback who loves to come dancing forward at tremendous pace too, as he showed then. Beautifully timed run. And so now we have the free kick, which Francis will take. Leach and Givens are there. Givens making the early run. Leach is in behind him, and that was a good save by Jimmy Rimmer. Beautifully timed run again by Mickey Leach, and from close quarters an excellent save by Jim Rimmer. Now Gibbons. Howling doing well. Quite probably getting the applause from the Arsenal crowd for that. Timed his tackle very well on one or two occasions so far. Young Arsenal number 5. Bowles. Now Leach. Ball going off Powling for a Queen's Park Rangers corner. David Webb going up. David Webb coming into the centre of the penalty area, coming right into the 6-yard area now. Here he is, number 6. Certainly got enough men up there, Queen's Park Rangers, as Thomas turns the corner in, and a free header almost there for Francis. And no wonder Jimmy Rimmer is saying, where were you? Francis with that medallion round his neck. A lot of people write to me and saying surely that's dangerous and should be stopped, and those things are always up to the discretion of the referee as to whether or not it constitutes a danger. As the whistle goes for half-time, the two sides separated after a good energetic first half, full of good competitive football by the goal from Brian Kidd, and certainly one or two stormy scenes involving Alan Ball there, and the target most of the time being the number 10 for Queen's Park Rangers, Stanley Bowles. I hope they can sort out their differences in their respective dressing rooms at half-time. We don't want really any more of that in the second half. A lot more to come on the big match this afternoon. And a half-time score here at Highbury. Arsenal 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, and we'll be right back.
Second roll to TX. Second roll to TX.
Welcome back to Highbury then. That's the half-time score. Arsenal leading by that 1-0, scored by Brian Kidd, the number 10. Arsenal now attacking the goal to our right. Armstrong. And now McClintock. Neither side really noted for their scoring. Arsenal in fact have scored only 6 goals in their last 9 games, and Rangers have scored only 13 in 14 matches this season. Looks as though Gibbons has taken a knock. Leach now for Alan Ball. Really working so hard, Alan Ball. And 2 Rangers players, in fact, down and needing treatment at the moment as Kidd plays it back there. McClintock can't get it away. It falls to Brady and hit well there. Stopped nicely, though, by Parks. Well hit shot there by Liam Brady. And 2 interested characters here with the pipe there pointing. In the light-coloured shirt, Les Cocker, Don Revy's right-hand man, sitting next, in fact, and talking to Ruben Bennett, the spy from Liverpool. And also, of course, down on the trainer's bench, another of Don Revy's right-hand men, Fred Street, the Arsenal physiotherapist, who is apparently going to do the same sort of job for England. Clement. And now Bowles. Francis. Howling, sticking to his man so well, doing a good job there, the young number 5 for Arsenal. Here's Bowles. Infringement against George Armstrong. Armstrong looking a little bemused by it all. He felt the Arsenal number 11 that Bowles had run straight into him. No, it's a throw in any case, so it's not a free kick. Francis now. Good jump though by Peter Simpson for Arsenal. Got him out of a bit of trouble there. Thomas. Rogers. Played there for Clement again. But Arsenal coming back in such force, and a nice delicate piece of play there, sending Radford on his way. But Thomas cutting across to cover. Armstrong. Now ball. Brady. Played for ball again. Directed off Brady for Francis. This might be the chance for the break now for Queen's Park Rangers. Bowles going up on the left. Francis going well. And the shot by Bowles. Yes! 1-1. Took it so coolly, Stan Bowles, and that's the answer to all the booing, and the best possible answer from Queen's Park Rangers' point of view, as long as Bowles himself would only realise it. A beautifully weighted ball from Jerry Francis, and Bowles caught it swiftly and superbly, past Rimmer and right into the corner. 1-1. Brady now for Arsenal. Good run again by Radford, took up a beautiful position there, and what a good ball through to him. Radford and into the side netting. Kidd half appealing to the referee that it had gone off the arms of Phil Parkes, but it's a goal kick. Good running again by John Radford. Leach's header. Matthews, high and away. Radford is after this one. But Parkes is there. Now Don Rogers for Queen's Park Rangers. Gillard, played on for Givens. And now forward for Bowles. Oh, look at the gap he found for himself there. Or made for himself. And a penalty. Bowles brought down by Story. Penalty given. And Jerry Francis will be the man who's got to take it. So here's the chance now for Rangers to go into the lead. Bowles brought down, and I'm bound to say that the referee had no doubt at all about it. Looked to be the right decision. And now, no, it's not going to be Francis who's taking it. They're going to entrust it to Stan Bowles. Well, now, can he add number 2? And really silence that booing? Or does he leave himself a target again for the Arsenal fans? Bowles against Rimmer, and a chance for Rangers to go 2-1 into the lead, and he's done it! A well-taken penalty by Stan Bowles with a lot of coolness and a lot of pressure on him. Finding the roof of the net beyond the reach of Rimmer. 2-1 to Rangers. Both goals going to Stanley Bowles. And so Arsenal, from playing well in the first half and looking fairly good and reasonably comfortable and going in 1-0 up, are 2-1 down, remembering of course that they are stuck on the bottom of the First Division table. Well, it's a real test for Arsenal character now. Not playing at all badly, but finding nothing going for them. Ball, and Matthews. So 1 or 2 furrowed brows now on that Arsenal bench. Bobby Campbell, the coach, on the left, Fred Street on the right, and David Price, the substitute, in the middle. Simpson, Brady, and now Matthews. High ball towards Radford, beautifully played by Matthews, and nicely turned down again by Radford for Armstrong. Radford again. Oh, there's a chance for ball! Oh, and a good save by Parkes. Ball left completely unmarked there. All starting with that lovely pass by Matthews, but when the cross came in, ball on his own, and a good save by Parkes. Francis. McClintock. Gillard to Thomas. Nice little chip in. Look at the space there as well for Francis, in a dangerous position on the edge of that area. Here's Bowles now. Turning again and almost finding Mickey Leach. Bowles again with Armstrong out there with him. Crossed in once more by Bowles. Thomas was there, but he couldn't get to it. And now Don Rogers. And an expression that tells it all. Oh, that ball didn't go outside the area. Gibbons putting Simpson under pressure. That ball didn't go outside the penalty area. Webb's header. Now a chance for Rogers in a bit of space to show that acceleration, but then really hasn't been his day, Don Rogers. Ball. Brady. McClintock just lost that yard or so of pace there, and the referee said play on, and it came back to Radford, who'd almost given up there, and Webb turned it away very easily indeed for Rangers. Ball. Brady. Cut out again by Frank McClintock. Bowles. Francis worming his way through, using a mixture of strength and aggression and skill as well as he takes it up again. Can he keep the ball in? He can. He's got Gibbons in the middle. He's got 3 or 4 of them in the middle. He's got Thomas in the middle. And there was Story nodding it away for a corner for Queen's Park Rangers. Good piece of running, skill mixed with aggression there by Jerry Francis. Here's Thomas now. Or rather, Rogers. As the cross goes in, all caught only at the second attempt there by Jimmy Rimmer. Well, if the Arsenal management are under pressure, someone who's had the pressure eased a little bit on him at the moment, in any case, is Stan Anderson. He is on the right, acting as manager for Queen's Park Rangers, although of course it's very much on hand that there will be a new manager there shortly, which can't make his position very easy. Fouling. Off given, so it'll be a throw to Arsenal. Webb's header. Armstrong. And now Simpson. Brady. Simpson again. Linesman on this side of the field is flagging, but there's ball. Oh, what a good save though by Parks. That's another time that Alan Ball has gone right through, and again he's foiled by Phil Parks. Out of the corner of my eye, I'm sure I saw a linesman flagging, but that goal would have stood if it had gone in. Clement in for Bowles again. There's space ahead of him. And played there with great assurance straight to Ian Gillard. Francis. Gillard. Towards Mickey Leach. But Simpson did a good defensive job again for Arsenal. Radford turning it off, but Webb there to intercept. Webb again to find Gillard. Ball hustling between the pair of them, and Ball getting really annoyed there with his Arsenal teammates, saying, come on, we've got to hustle them. Francis. And now George Armstrong for Arsenal. Radford. Played for Brady. Webb away with that massive right thigh of his. Matthews planting it in again. Arsenal always looking for the break, and it might come now. Radford winning that one in the air, and it might come now with Ball. Kelly letting one dive, and what a good save again by Parks. Well, Parks has really come to Rangers' rescue in the last quarter of an hour or so. 2 or 3 really excellent saves and some good catching as well. Fouling to Story. Matthews. And again the linesman's flag is up for offside against Brian Kidd, but the referee hadn't seen that one. Bowles. Good piece of running forward there by McClintock. Can Leach take it up? No, he can't, but there are two Rangers players now waiting to pounce, and here's Don Rogers taking on Kelly onto the right foot and just past that post. That was a bit of the genuine Don Rogers there, taking on Kelly as he loves to do, taking that yard of space on the right, and not quite the powerful shooting that we come to expect though from Don Rogers right at the end. Now Armstrong right in there, beaten in the air by Gillard. Kidd is right up there too, and it might come now for Radford. Yes! Radford has done it! 2-2. The ball bouncing about there. Finally it came through to John Radford with so little time left. Left-footed into the far corner. Arsenal 2, Queen's Park Rangers 2. So John Radford beating Phil Parkes in the end. Now can this game yet sway completely Arsenal's way in the 3 minutes or so that remain? Powling with the header. Match still very much there to be won by either side, who both made goal chances in this second half and indeed throughout the first as well. Rogers through to Leach. Played on again for Gillard. Crossed in once more, and Rimmer is there that time. A high ball, 2 against 2 as Radford and Kidd take on Webber and McClintock. Here's Kidd. Played back for Story. Inside for Kelly. Radford calling for it on the far side, and Kelly beaten away by Gillard. Now Don Gibbons with Rogers up, and a chance now for Rangers to break. Rogers. He's taken on too much, and Story really went piling into him there. The throw given to Arsenal, and here they come again with Armstrong. The long sweeping ball towards John Radford. Beaten in the air by Clement. It's a good game. Bowles. Silly, with Bowles the guilty man, and a free kick to Arsenal, and away they go again with Radford making a good run down the left for them. McClintock's got to get up quickly over his own head, but there's Armstrong. Now there's a chance for a cross by Arsenal, and that time it was Gillard who headed it away. Thomas is in there, so too is Story. Rogers trying to make something of it but can't. 30 seconds to go. Radford in space on the far side. Armstrong up there with him. Kidd calling for it in the air. And Leach hitting it away powerfully for Rangers. Referee looking at his watch. Gordon Hill. Referee with his usual understanding today. Ball when it called for him, the whistle had gone. And that is the final whistle. And it finishes as a 2-2 draw. Arsenal being saved right in the end by that goal from John Radford. So Kidd having scored the early goal for Arsenal to put them into the lead. 2 goals in the second half quite early on by Stan Bowles. One with a beautifully placed shot and the other with a penalty. And then Arsenal, as I say, saved right at the end by that shot from John Radford, number 9. And so we have a final scoreline at Highbury, which reads Arsenal 2, Queen's Park Rangers 2.